Hello and welcome to the Backwards Compatible podcast feed. We're going to bring you another episode of Why Should I? Today I'm joined by, for the PS4, Jon.
Hello.
And for the Xbox One, Chris.
Hello.
Now I say that because basically what we're doing is at the moment I have a PS3 and a PC and a Vita, but I have not upgraded. I have not bothered going next gen. So I brought the gentleman on today to describe to me why they think I should invest in the next generation console. Obviously they're also going to be putting a little bit of an argument against why they should be buying
Flame War.
Their particular console, but really the basis is it really worth at this precise time investing the money to go next gen? So, gentlemen, now we know from Chris you got your one at Christmas, didn't you?
I did.
Your
Yes.
Xbox One.
A wonderful girlfriend.
Yes, but you were going to buy one originally and you cancelled your pre-order.
So yeah, I had a pre-order down. Was wanting one for ages, and then I decided I'd seen my friend's PC and saw all the really cool stuff that he could do with mods and pretty graphics and stuff, and I was like, man, I need one. I've debated about getting a PC for a really long time as well. So I spoke to a friend who does it for a hobby. He gave me a basic one, which I've got now. Like I say, so that ultimately ended up cancelling my Xbox One pre-order. Then, like I say, I got my PC, and then I ended up getting one for Christmas. Which, I mean, like I would have got one eventually. I was going to see, because I kind of wanted to use my PC for a bit of work or like personal related, like 3D modeling projects as well.
Yeah.
So I thought, like, if I have my PC, I can practice doing that, and then I'll get my Xbox down the line. So it's worked out awesomely.
So, little bit of a twist of fate. Just say that you weren't bought your Xbox at Christmas. Would you have regretted not buying it? Would you have regretted cancelling your pre-order, if that makes sense?
Now you've played it, you mean?
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know. Probably not. Like say, like I would probably still be getting one eventually at some point anyway. The launch titles I didn't think were particularly great. I think Ghosts was a launch title, right? Project Ghost.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. I got that with my Xbox, and that was pretty fun. That was great, but I didn't play any of the other launch titles. Forza was the only other one. So I could have easily waited until the likes of like Titanfall came out.
Have you got Forza, Chris?
I do, yeah. I've not played like a ton of it, but I have played a few good hours.
So, Jon, you were a first day buyer.
Yeah, mine arrived at my place of work on release day.
Cool.
Of course, I say first day. You really mean 2 weeks after it was launched?
Well, yeah, because
I'm joking. Little dig.
Because the Americans hate it.
Yes, basically. So again, you've gone kind of a bit more exclusive with your titles than Chris.
What do you mean? I mean
As in PlayStation exclusives, because you've
Yeah.
obviously from our last cast, we know you've got Infamous Second Son.
Yeah.
But also other Sony properties.
Yeah, I bought the PlayStation 4 bundle I got was the Killzone. It was the I think it was called the Armor, not the Armor, the Action Pack. So it came with Killzone, Shadowfall, and Battlefield 4. So one of them wasn't exclusive, but obviously Killzone 4 is.
And you've got quite a history with Killzone.
Yeah, I love Killzone, and I played all the games. And actually, the current Killzone, we're not going to review that here, but I have kind of dipped back into the multiplayer recently because it's kind of nearer to Call of Duty in the sort of instant spray and pray than Battlefield 4 was, and it all works. The servers are fine, and you don't get any rubber banding and lag. So I've kind of left Battlefield 4 for, ironically, a cross-platform game for Killzone, which they're doing really good things for the community. All the maps, all the new map packs are free. There's some things you just buy. Cool. Yeah, I mean that is really good, and they are beautiful maps, and it all plays really well. It's really good fun actually. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that actually. Killzone. I don't play it very much because I am trying to be a bit less a one game Johnny really. and sort of playing different things. But in fairness to our ex-bot over there, Chris, I have been playing quite a lot of games on my PS3 recently, actually. As well. So.
So this is obviously the biggest problem with both consoles is the fact they're not backwards compatible.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh.
To myself. Yeah, but so I'm assuming you've both got quite an extensive back catalogue, back library.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Most of that's because of PS Plus for me, to be honest.
so did you both keep your old systems?
I've still got my Xbox.
And do you find yourself on
360.
which one more?
My Xbox One now, because I've kind of got all the games that I wanted to get before it came out on my 360, like Grand Theft Auto. I think was the last big hurrah
Yeah, same
for
here.
that console. I'm trying to think. I think South Park, the Stick of Truth, I was gonna get, but I'm gonna use my friend's Steam share thing and then just play it on that.
Oh, it's on PC as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on PC,
Yeah.
so I'll just end up playing it on that. I think that's it. I think Grand Theft Auto was the last big game I
Do you
played on
find-
my 360. So.
Do you find yourself going back to any of the multiplayers?
Grand Theft Auto multiplayer.
And you're
Like-
actually playing online with that?
Yeah, I mean, like less now, but I still try and get into it. Like I still, it's a lot better than it used to be now.
It's a good
There's
question.
A
It's
lot
a
of
good question.
created stuff, and it's really fun.
I tell you, it's interesting you say that because I have for the last year I have PS3 and Xbox 360, and I use the PS3 for single player games exclusively, really. But actually, I recently rebought Live on
Okay.
Xbox 360, mainly to review World of Tanks.
Okay.
But actually, if I do go back on the Xbox, it's to make sure I go online because I might as well since I pay for it.
Yeah.
But actually, the thing about the Xbox is it's a bit pants without the gold experience, really, isn't it? There's some things you can't do even if you're not online
Yeah.
playing, which is kind of, you can't use certain things without paying. So you can't even pay for certain things without paying live. It's like this sort of dual paywall scenario. But I would say,
Double-edged sword.
yeah, to answer your question, Paul, I would say I've been playing equally on PS3 and PS4, with a bit of a Vita in there as well.
So 3 systems.
Chris, do you have a Vita?
I don't know.
No.
The last handheld, I've got a 3DS, but I had a PSP when it first came out.
Yeah.
It
So
was alright.
have you both noticed your communities have moved over to the new system?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on my friend list that still will play 360 titles, though. Like Grand Theft Auto, in particular, again.
I think, to be fair, the most familiar faces on my buddy list are the ones that moved over to Battlefield.
But yeah, totally.
Battlefield 4 has been the migration game, really. But quite a few have played Infamous. That's been quite popular. Infamous and Metal Gear Ground Zeroes on my group of friends. So yeah.
And so, Chris, with your transfer, is it the people who are playing Grand Theft Auto? Do they also have Xbox Ones?
I believe they do. Yeah, a couple
So
of the guys.
they are still being drawn back by that last generation.
Well, heists are coming in soon to Grand Theft Auto, so I guess you might see a few people playing that still as well.
Yes, I still have about 3 hours into that, and I just haven't played it ever again.
Oh, I
I've
thought
not
it was
even
great.
finished it yet.
Oh, I finished it. It's really good.
I've got to, but
I
okay.
need to go back to do that. But
It's really good. It's worth finishing,
Yeah, I much prefer Red Dead,
which I haven't finished.
which we'll go
I've
into.
not finished that either. Matt's probably
No.
going to murder us.
Maybe you should persuade as well. We should play that in another cast, Paul.
Yeah, I definitely think so, because I think we'll beat you both with sticks.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously that's that's most of the gaming side. I will make a little. I love the PS3 controller. It's a bit strange. I do have a 360 controller for my PC, which is quite nice. But I also have a PS3, an Xbox style controller, so with the offset joysticks for my PS3. But what I've found is I hate it for driving games and sport games. They're great for shooters, but awful for everything else. So, so you're both saying that the next generation controllers are better than the past generation?
there, and we've also agreed that the DS4 is better.
PlayStation 4 one.
Yeah.
That's right. No, but again, if you compare the Xbox 360 controller, you do think the Xbox One controller is a step up.
Yeah, definitely.
About the power problems, because it's
What
still
you mean?
battery.
There was like battery life and stuff.
Yeah. It's still a battery powered control pad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think that should have changed by now?
To what? To solar powered?
As
To
in a
just
lift,
charge-
as in a rechargeable, like a PlayStation 3 controller,
Yeah.
or PlayStation 4.
Is the Xbox One controller is sealed? It's not got battery changes, is it? It charges. It's not. It charges internally, just like the DS4, isn't it? Pretty sure.
It's got like a battery pack,
Oh, okay. So it's just
Xbox
it's
One.
rechargeable. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry,
but it's still, it's not just like plugging in the wire. Or I mean, I guess it is, but yeah, I would have thought that would have been built into the controller by now.
I thought it was. Gosh,
Yeah.
I got it wrong. No, the DS4 is brilliant because it is literally, and it's micro USB, so you can actually charge your controller any way you want, which is quite cool.
That's especially handy when you're playing it on your Mac.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so what about the optional extras? So we're talking now the media side. Obviously, when the Xbox especially was announced, they were talking about the integration with NFL and everything else, and which is all fine and dandy, but we all live in the UK. Notice I did say UK, not England, because one of us doesn't. But obviously, it's one of those things where, how are you finding your media experience with the boxes?
It's cool. I like the share aspect of it. I think the user interface, from what I've seen from the PlayStation 4, it's a lot nicer. I don't know, it seems a lot easier.
The
From what I've
PlayStation
seen
4.
from videos and stuff, like the Xbox One over the PlayStation 4.
Oh, right.
It's Windows 8 basically, but it's with the hand gestures and
I don't
everything.
like
Just pin
Windows 8,
everything.
though, Chris.
I don't like Windows 8, but it's it works well for the console.
When you say about your hand, so it works well with Kinect.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Does it work well with the controller
Yeah, it's fine.
as well? Which would you say was better?
I still find myself using the controller. Like, I think it's just because I like to have.
It's quick.
something
It's more
physical in
immediate.
my
It's
hand.
more immediate though, as well. Too.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean the user interface is great. Like the Twitch stuff, the Twitch streaming now. I've only shared, like a couple of videos, like Steph and a few of the other guys on my friends list. I've got YouTube channels, so like I always get emails with like this guy, Steph's streaming on Twitch or whatever.
But I would say that's more the social aspect rather than the media hub aspect. I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of, let's just say it's a sort of a home center for watching films and listening to music.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Can you plug in a hard drive and watch films through the hard drive on an Xbox One?
I don't know actually. It's got a USB port in it, but I don't know if you can do that.
And how
There
about
might be an
you can't
update
with
for that to
PS4.
come out eventually.
You can't plug anything into PS4. Like, it doesn't read anything at all.
Okay.
Which
Yeah, I'm not sure
will
about
be patched, but it's kind of smacks of release it before it's completely ready scenario, really, in that respect.
do you think that, or do you think Sony basically because they were trying to sell you films from Sony store?
Well, I do. I mean, when I rent a film now, I rent it from the Sony store because it is so simple to use. And I generally find I have Apple TV as well, and the rentals are a very similar price. There's nothing in it, but
Yeah.
I do find the experience on the PS4 much better than the Apple TV. Ironically, for watching movies, and the quality is better because my Apple TV were only display in 720, whereas the PS4 displays in 1080p. But it's nice because there is another reason why I do it is because it doesn't take up any space on my hard drive. Video Unlimited on the PS4 is streaming only.
Okay,
You don't download it.
that's cool. So yeah, so you do on the Xbox store
You do download it.
download it, but I mean,
Yeah.
the rental will be downloaded and then it'll disappear after.
Yeah.
that
I mean,
amount
the
of time,
PS3
so-
PS3 is the same. You download it as a file, but on the PS4, it's like Music Unlimited. There's music streaming service. You don't have anything. There's nothing actually on your hard drive. I mean, obviously it buffers on your hard drive, but it streams through. And I'm very lucky to have good speed. So
Yeah.
I rent it. It plays in HD straight away. For me, it's a really good experience. Although for some reason, start and stop in Video Unlimited, use the X button. When you've got a Blu-ray or DVD in there, to start and stop, you press the circle button. So there's a real weird sort of UI disconnect there, which so I generally PS3 still for watching Blu-rays.
You know what? Actually, the Xbox has a similar kind of thing. Like some Blu-rays you watch, it'll be the A button to pause, and then some will be the X button to pause.
It's very bizarre.
So is that more the Blu-ray than the actual system then?
Yeah, maybe for the Xbox
Maybe.
One.
It might just be the map into the buttons.
Like, because even
it's
like
consistent
some
on the PS4.
Their Blu-rays you can't use the voice commands with. Or I think it might be more DVDs. Like I own, I don't buy DVDs now. I buy Blu-rays, but I've noticed on some of them that the voice commands only work on certain Blu-rays. I think maybe Blu-rays other than DVDs. Don't know.
Sorry to be cruel, but you do have a slight Scottish accent. Do you find that you have to speak clearer for the Xbox?
Sometimes, yeah. You have to kind of project your voice more.
If you say Xbox, you carry bastard.
90% of the time.
Turn it off. That's the worst accent ever. Sorry, Chris.
Job, just stop. You can parachute yourself.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you both the question. Are you happy you went for your particular brand of console?
I'm very happy.
I am.
And do you think that buying at the time you did, or being given it at the time you did, was worth it?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. And would you say that the games are there to support it?
Not really at the moment.
Not yet.
However,
I guess Titanfall's like the biggest thing Xbox has just now.
I think that there's more games on the PS4 than the Xbox that are worth playing. However, I think that's going to change. I think Sony are taking the right steps for keeping the developers happy, and I think we'll see more and better games on the PlayStation 4 sooner. But I think there'll be parity eventually. I think Xbox will sort out its issues with the resolution issues. I'm sure that will be sorted out as well. I think
that's something that still sparks quite a big debate.
I think
it's able to do it. It's just the developers choosing what works best for the game, which that's totally fair enough. I always thought it was just because it couldn't.
I think it's because Sony have supported developers and made coding easier for them.
Yeah.
Microsoft have. I think the frame rate issues are just probably not frame rate. The resolution issues are down to how well Sony has communicated their architecture compared to Microsoft. And I think over time there'll be parity. I think over time most titles will be cross-platform.
Yeah.
Not all, obviously, because Sony like to keep their in-house stuff going.
Yep.
But I think you'll find that the war will be won by what else can they offer over time.
Yeah, so that would be a weird thing for me because I still plan to get a PlayStation 4 eventually, but I might run into the same problem where if the game's out on both consoles, because with my 360, my PlayStation 3 before that, like I said in the last podcast, if there was a game out on both consoles, I would always choose to get it on my Xbox as opposed to my PlayStation 3.
I think with the current generation, I think most people are going to default to the PS4, though, aren't they? Because of the quality at the moment.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that depends on the
Yes,
single player to multiplayer aspects as well,
Yeah.
community size, and that's fine. So, the last question: do you both, if we gave you a choice of either getting a quite sizable gaming rig that could run pretty much every game to its max specs, or your consoles, which would you choose?
What, instead of our consoles?
Yes.
I will keep my PS4 because there's a hint that now that OnLive have gone down to £5 a month. I have an OnLive console knocking around somewhere in the house. I can play all my Steam games on that eventually, so I'll stay with the PS4. Thanks, Brucey.
I would probably have to go with a PC.
Really?
Yeah, that's going to spark a debate, isn't it?
The thing is, Chris, with the PS4, I've got the Vita remote play, and that's really cool.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why I would keep that. And it's nice. I'm playing Fez at the moment, and it's cross-save, so I can put it down, get down to the PS4.
That's cool.
And I wouldn't get that with a PC unless it was Football Manager, of course.
I mean, like with the Xbox, I don't have anything like that anyway, so that's really cool.
And
But
one more word. Sorry, Project Morpheus.
oh yeah,
Your VR
that's what I
game.
said. I was like, what's that? But yeah.
If you want John's thoughts on VR, please listen to the first podcast, which is our first one on the stream, which is number 3. But yes, you will understand exactly what John feels about Project Morpheus. Okay.
Indeed.
Well, I'd like to thank both my guests tonight. John.
Thank you, and can we say thanks to Zach too as well for his guest appearance?
Yes.
Yeah.
I apologise. And Chris.
That's cool.
Thanks.
Okay, and we'll catch you again another time for Should I?